Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back along to another episode of Grass and Grain. My name is Jack, and we are out in our 6-9 today. We're going to... Oh, Lord. That car's in a bit of a hurry there. Good job we didn't pull that out. We are going to go... we've got a few bales to get wrapped up today, so we're going to go and have a look at that and see what we can get done. We're just going to take it nice and wide to get around there. Get the Michaela out the way. Yeah, so we've got we're just doing that little block of kind of common ground on the roadside, so we'll get ourselves in there and get that all covered up. Shouldn't take us all that long, I don't think. There's only probably about, I think there's about 15 bales there they mentioned, but we'll get ourselves away anyway. Chris is on his way back, he's just finished baling it there. We're around, that's lovely, should have put his ramp up, but never mind. The truck was awfully quick coming through here, but no, I'm sure he had a hurry to be somewhere. We'll get ourselves into the field there. We're going to see what we can get wrapped up here. Like I say, we'll get those wrapped up. We'll probably bring them back to the yard to get them stacked as well today. We'll see how that one all pans out though. But the main thing we want to do is just kind of get this all done here. So we're just moving into this field just about here. And we'll get ourselves all buttoned up. Okay, let's get ourselves off the road here. And that look... What on earth has happened there? That's the Range Rover that we just passed, actually. What in the world? Do you know what? We're just going to have a quick look, see what's going on here. Looks a little bit suspect. Okay then. Looks like local council's truck, I know that much, and there's that Range Rover that just flew past us. I'm going to have a chat with this young man here and see if they need any assistance, and I'll come right back to you. Well, we have had a bit of an accident there. Clearly, the Range Rover didn't see the truck as it came out around the corner. The truck driver is currently talking to his employer. I believe they've called the police as well, so they're likely going to arrive soon. All I can do is kind of get on with my work here, really. I didn't see it happen, so I'm not much good as a witness either. Oh, and speak of the devil, the police have arrived. Excellent. Well, I'm going to just kind of keep wrapping away here, get these all done. If they need me for anything, I can happily answer any questions, but it's, yeah, not a lot I can do, really. Police are here, that's what they're supposed to do anyway, so we'll leave it with them. Yeah, I did think that truck came through with a little bit too much speed on there, but what can you do? We'll just get these all wrapped up anyway. So we have got one bale there. What else have we got? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's 2 over the other side. So we might have about 10 bales in here. It's only a small block. You don't expect too many off here, but yeah, that's not too bad. We're hopefully going to get a little bit more second cutting as well. So this will be just the start of it. We'll get another block off here. We are just we've got an agreement with the landowner just to take the grass off here, really, so we're not paying a lot for it, and we're helping him out just to keep it all mowed down. So we'll continue to do this here. Like I say, all being well, we should see that we'll get these all carted away today as well, so that will be nice. What we're going to do is take this little guy in the corner here, just going to touch it around, square it up a little bit. There we go. It's a beautiful day here over in Shamrock Valley there. It's gloriously dry at the moment, it really is. It's desiccating that crop off nicely. Our spring crops are looking very good, coming through very well. Shouldn't be too long till we get into those at all. And hope with a little bit of luck we can probably start that in about a week, I would suggest. Yeah, it's certainly coming along very nicely indeed. Now I'm going to take this bale right here. Got a lot of the grass work done now these days. We're just kind of tidying up a few loose ends of our own work, which is good. There is a lot of the custom work has been all tidied up and taken care of, so I always like to get that out of the way nice and early as well. That's a big benefit to us, and we'll kind of hope to see that we might get a phone call or two in the not too distant future for some additional work, for some second cut, maybe a bit more hay work as well. Okay, so we'll get this one off, and then we'll get the rest of these wrapped up pretty quickly. Right, oh heavens, we've got a whole load of new. Looks like there's another police car turned up there. Maybe one more through the trees. I didn't think they'll go to that extent. It does look like they've cordoned off the road there. I'm not sure if that's just because there could be an oil spill that they need to look into or what, but I'm sure they know what they're doing better than I will. Good job we don't have to lead anything down that way, because that would have been frustrating. But we will. I guess it's a lesson to whoever's driving that Range Rover. He came racing past my my road end there, so probably carrying a little bit too much speed. It's quite a lot of people do around here. But yeah, we'll just stay out of the way, and then all being well, yeah, we can get this all done. Oh, there goes the train. A glorious day to be on that train today, I tell you. Oh, we looking there. Perfect. So elsewhere with the yard back home there, we have seen that we have taken delivery of our roof trusses. They are now all in. We've actually put some of the frames up there. The foundation was poured and set over the last when would that have been, about 4 days ago. So we're in there now putting the main trusses in, which is great. We are going to be doing there is going to be block work to go in very soon as well, so that'll start in earnest. And yeah, it's going to be coming along very well. Actually, very much impressed with how it's all coming together. And with any luck, we'll be able to get it all kind of finished off. The main structure of the building is going to take about maybe about 2 weeks to do. The electronics have been, or at least the trench work for the electronics have been put in before the foundation was set, so we don't have to worry about doing any of that. We can just wire the thing in. We'll have to do a little bit of additional wiring, primarily because we're going to have a welder in there, and that's a high ampage device. So we need to ensure that we have enough circuitry and circuit breakers in there to deal with that. Okay, and this is the last bale, so we're going to get this one all wrapped up here, and then we'll head on back to the yard and probably see if we can come back with the telehandler and the trailer and get this all, get these bales picked up nice and quickly. So we'll finish up here. We might go and see if they need me for anything or a statement or anything like that. I doubt they will, but we'll just make sure everything's okay. I could even come and tow back those vehicles if they want me to, but we'll see what's going on there, and then we'll get ourselves away. Well, there's nothing left I can do there. I'm all wrapped up here as well, so we're just going to get ourselves back up to the yard, where we can get the telehandler back over here, and we'll get these stacked up as quickly as possible. Like I say, there's not a great deal of them, so it shouldn't take us all that long, but yeah, it's just better to have them. I want them back on the trailer at least, so I can get them. The yard at the moment needs a little bit of clearing out, I won't lie, but a little bit of tidying up there. We're still arranging things, and it's in a bit of chaos with the construction. But as soon as that's done, we're going to be looking to get it all kind of arranged and everything tidied up properly. So it'd be nice just to be able to get a start with that more than anything else. We'll head on down the hill here. Yeah, that Range Rover came flying through this little chicane here. Really unnecessarily high speeds. Okay, so through we go. We'll take this way for now. Out the way, ladies! Okay, so Danny was just dieseling up the fence again there. We're going to keep that rake for a little bit longer. We're not buying it yet. We can't afford to buy it, but we've got it on like a long-term demo really for a couple of weeks. So I figured we might as well keep it and make the most of it, which we've seemed to have done so far, which is always good. And yeah, like I say, hopefully we can maybe look towards getting something of that sort of size for next year. That'll be the end goal there for sure. So we'll bring the John Deere through here, I think, for now, just to get it out of the way. Excellent. So as you can see, we have the wooden. We're using the old. This is a second-hand. Kind of a second-hand shed we bought, or the main trusses are at least, so we brought those in there, and as you can see, it's a great condition. It is a wooden frame, mainly old kind of railway ties to begin with, railway sleepers there, and everything else is, we're going to be using new blocks, and the roof is alright. We're going to be using the same roof as well. But there is our frame at least. We put a concrete base in. That concrete floor is about 12 inches thick, reinforced. Maybe a little bit overkill, but we went for that just because we're going to be bringing a lot of machines in here. We hope to bring the combine in here, for example, just to be able to service that through the winter. So yeah, it needs to be able to withstand quite a lot of weight. But there is our frame at least. I'm very impressed with how it's coming along. It's coming in very nicely. As I mentioned, we've got the electrics wired in there, so we can use that. And the idea being that that is going to have all the wiring is going to go through a trench under the floor and into the main building there where the circuit breaker is. So yeah, that's looking good for that. What we need to do though, we're going to take the telehandler over with the dually trailer on there to get those bales picked up. I'm going to just put on our bale spike first, and we'll get that all hooked up and running. Alright then folks, we've got a majority of this field cleared already. Just thought we'd skip through it and get ourselves cracking on here a little bit. We've only got a few left. Those guys are still figuring out what's going on there. Far be it from me to get myself involved. I've asked if I could help, but they declined, so I'm just going to get this field cleared and get out of here really. We have our old Tanko bale grab on the front. We're getting everything cleared up nice and quickly here actually. This dualies trailer is the one I prefer to pull behind the JCB. Can't quite fit everything on there in one hit, but it does a good enough job. Kind of allows us to get through it all. And yeah, it's a little bit easier. To pull really, like I say, when it is loaded. Just take that nice and easy. And what we've got left, we've only got 3 left here anyway, so it's not like it's going to be a very heavy load. But what we will do is we'll get these all sent back up to the yard. I haven't quite figured out where I'm going to stack them yet. Like I was saying earlier, we might just leave them on the trailer for now, because I just don't know where everything's going to fit at the moment. There we go. So we have the hydraulics on the 3rd lever across there, the small one. That is operating the hydraulics for the bale grab, for the bale squeeze, whatever you like to call it. So the JCB can handle it without a problem. It's just a little bit slow. If it was a more modern telehandler, everything would be geared through the joystick of the electronic valve these days. But hey, I haven't got that money to spend just yet, so maybe one day. We don't have to worry about getting everything too tight to each other because we haven't got a full trailer. Also, we could risk ripping the wrap if we did that, which is something that we don't particularly want to do. Now what I'm going to do here, we'll get this one all squeezed up as well, and then we'll get the trailer strapped down. Okay, so just lift this up. We'll put this one on the other side as well. So how are you all doing today anyway? Hope you're very well. I hope this finds you well. If you are like me, if you're still pushing through the end of harvest there, getting into, I know some of you back in the UK there are pushing along with your kind of cultivation work these days, so getting into preparation for next year's harvest, which is always a good thing to do. Put that one down slowly. And off we come, lovely. So just like that. There aren't a lot of bales there, they're not very well stacked, but they don't need to be, because like I say, we're just going around the corner. What we'll do now though, just jump out quickly. Let's just get these strapped on. There as well. And there. Lovely stuff. At this stage we need to disconnect the 4-wheel steer. We want front wheel steer only. It's much easier and much safer when you're lugging the trailer along the back of the telehandler not to have the 4-wheel steer on. Do you know what? We're not going to be able to pull that. I've just given it a go, and the JCB does not want to know. Those bales must be heavier than we think. And when I tried to connect it up there, it was lifting the front end off the ground entirely. So plan B is to take this back, and then we'll quite simply just bring over a tractor and come and pull this back home. I didn't expect it to be quite so heavy there. There must be a lot of moisture in that grass still there, to be honest. But never mind. We're not going too far there. It's not the biggest problem in the world to face. We'll get ourselves back over there, and we'll just bring back the what's free. And I think we can bring back the Fiat, to be honest. That'd be the easiest one. But we'll get those brought back to the yard where we need to think about where we're going to clear some space for them. Everything's moving along nicely. Hopefully soon we'll be looking into getting cracking with some harvest. As you can see, the rape is dying off there nicely. It's not too far away at all, to be honest. There, we've got a bit of spring barley, spring wheat around this area to do as well. So it'll be nice to get on with that. Nice to get some straw baled and put under some storage for the winter. And then yeah, our silage actually in the clamp. It's probably not going to be too far away from being ready to start carting as well. It's been fermented now for a good about 6-8 weeks. So we could maybe look at bringing that in sooner rather than later. But of course that's something else we can look at for another time. For now though, as I mentioned, we are going to take this back to the yard where we'll get ourselves all settled up. And yeah, we'll bring the feet back, and get the silage bales stacked away in the corner of the yard. For now though, what I will do is I will leave it here. Thank you ever so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Simulation for the Nation, who very kindly agrees to record everything. And we will see you in the next one. So until then, do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing as always, but most importantly, happy farming.